I would like to commence the first session of the conference, China's Governance System and Development Model, Prospects for Cooperation with Pakistan. For opening remarks, I would like to invite Dr. Fouzia Hadi Ali, Director, Regional Integration Center, Punjab University, on stage to address the audience.
Thank you very much. First of all, on behalf of the Regional Integration Center, I would like to welcome all of you over here on this very important workshop relating to the Chinese governance model and the development model. And for this, I would warmly welcome our guests, our chief guest, Dr. Salim Mazhar, Professor Dr. Salim Mazhar, who has been the Pro-Vice Chancellor of University of the Punjab. He is the professor, he has been the dean, and of course, he was the patron-in-chief of Regional Integration Center. So it was his brainchild that it came into existence. So the Regional Integration Center was established in 2021, and it started its operations a few months later. But since then, we have been arranging a lot of seminars, workshops, and this is one of the series for that. And we are very thankful for the Embassy of Republic of China, who time and time again have supported us in arranging certain conferences. And in last year, in July 2022, we arranged a very big international policy-oriented conference, which was attended by a lot of international and national speakers and policy makers physically. So that was something very big in terms of after the COVID, the physical presence was felt through this conference. And we are planning to have another international conference later this year as well, which will be the second international conference which will be arranged by Regional Integration Center. As far as Regional Integration Center is concerned, we are here to create linkages, and sometimes people think that certain international related institutions are just meant to sign MOUs, but it's more beyond than that. It's not just paperwork. We are trying to collaborate in terms of materializing those agreements that we are doing, and with that we are closely in contact with a number of embassies, and recently, even yesterday, we signed an MOU with one of the leading universities in Kazakhstan with the name of Kazakh National University, which has a very good ranking in the QS as well, even better than us if you talk about Punjab University. So apart from that, we are closely linked with a number of Central Asian countries as well. And for instance, Uzbekistan, we have established a Babur Center at Punjab University, and we are hoping that it becomes operationalized very soon, inshallah. And we've got the first director, Dr. Ruxana, also sitting here, who would be looking after the affairs of the center. Then we have linkages with Tajikistan, and even Indonesian ambassador, he came to us a number of times. So there are a lot of Central Asian collaborations that we are doing, and of course the Chinese government and the Chinese embassy is always the top of the list when it comes to collaborations. And of course, if you just look at the significance of BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative, it's not about one country, it's about the connectivity among many countries together, and to uplift the economic conditions for many countries, including China as well. So there are a lot of myths as well in terms of that maybe the China would be the only beneficiary when it comes to money, but it's not like that. If you just go and see, I don't know how many of you have visited China, but I had the opportunity to visit Shanghai, and when I just looked at the infrastructure and everything, and I was wondering that China had to have a very big heart when it came to investing in Pakistan. So I think the neighboring countries, they have their, as Muslims, you know, we always think about our neighbors, and neighboring countries are the very first people or very first countries that we should think about collaborating. Instead of just looking at the West, at the US or any other Western countries, we should look into the neighboring countries. The reason is that within the region, our problems are alike, the issues are alike, and we can bring a lot of problem solving which can be materialized. So in terms of, you can see that there's a lot of issues and hue cry on climate change. So that's one of the issues that we have to really look upon. And in terms of, if you can see in Pakistan as well, there's a lot of smog every now and then. There's a lot of AQI index. If you can see that there are adverse impact upon the air quality as well. So we have to sit together within the countries, because this AQI issues are not only because of the West, because it's about the neighbors that we have, and we have to collaborate together to bring some changes, some steps involved to improve the climate change also. So as far as this today's session is concerned, relating to the Chinese governance system and development model, you might be aware of, if we just talk about the GDP of China into 2022, it's around 17 point some trillion dollars, which is like huge amount, and we are just like we are not even reaching to some billions right now in Pakistan. So there's a hell of a difference. But when I try to compare what are the missing things, the basic thing is work ethic. When it comes to from the top till bottom, from the governance of the government till the bottom where we are sitting here, and even it can be translated to the students as well. There's a big difference between work ethic. And I feel like, for instance, there was when the Pakistan Stock Exchange was it raised equity, so its biggest equity contributor was China. So there was an official from who was looking after the affairs of this equity in Pakistan Stock Exchange. He quoted that I've been here for so much long, and I can't find people working. I don't understand when Pakistanis really work. Because there are a lot of issues when it comes to socializations and everything, and when it comes to work, real work, that is something that is prevalent everywhere. Even in our institutions, in public, it's more prevalent. In private, there are more check and balances that are going on. So we have to rethink. And for rethinking the governance systems and development models that maybe our neighboring countries, and especially a very successful model that the Chinese government is following, I think that can be a big case study for understanding how they made it, because there was a time when they were selling opium and they were consuming opium, and if you see now, they are one of the biggest powers in the whole world. So we have to ponder upon, and we have to think about that what is the kind of do's and don'ts that they did, and what are the things that we have to learn from them, and we have to make our own development model really capable of making. So with this, I think it's better off that I would give opportunity for the other expert guest speakers to speak about on this topic. And I would again welcome all of you for today's workshop, and I hope the students would really come to know that what is the kind of governance structure that the Chinese are doing, and we can easily compare and we can identify the gaps that exist, and we might try to provide some policy recommendations to our government through these forums, through the forums, through media as well, that these are the recommendations that can bridge the gaps between what is and what ought to be. Thank you very much.